Two. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another, I guess not another Sunday episode of Full Metal Classic. Welcome to a rare, special Saturday episode of Full Metal Classic. I am your host, Cameron the Conductor Holzman. We got a group of 5 gentlemen here who are ready to play. So without further ado, let's get to some introductions. Up first, we have Malcolm, Goldie, Lay. Malcolm, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. For me, it is a Sunday episode of Classic, so it's no different for me.
Absolutely, fair enough. Sitting right next to him in the internet space in real life, we have Dan Skip Allen. Dan, how's it going?
Well, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are winning 37-0 over Navy, so I'm doing pretty good right now.
There you go. Absolutely. Sports ball for the win. Beneath me right here, we have Nick Tuig, who will be referred to as Tuig throughout this match, because otherwise it's going to get very confusing. Tuig, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm very excited for the most anticipated rematch in about a week and a half.
Absolutely. Up next, we have, I believe, making his first appearance in Full Metal Classic, Mr. Christopher Spencer. Chris, how's it going?
I'm very tired. The sun is only just coming up now because it's Perth, Western Australia, and it's 5 in the morning now. It's 1 minute past 5. But I'm feeling okay, I guess. I'm going straight to bed after this, I swear to God.
Fair enough. And last but certainly not least, we have Nick, Big Sal Carly. Nick, how's it going?
Doing real well. Coming off of my last dominating win last week. Hoping to follow up with another one. Feeling good today. So we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, we're going to quickly go over the rules for anyone watching who is not familiar with how we do this. Round 1 is going to work like this: 8 whiteboard questions. I will give the question. You will write your answer down, and then when I call on you, you will show what you have written and say it, except for Dan. Dan's whiteboard and markers are unfortunately not working, so I'm just going to go to him first every time, and he will just say the answer. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you don't. At the end of the 8 questions, whoever has the lowest score will be eliminated. If there's a tie, we do a tiebreaker. Just a reminder to all competitors, you have 3 repeats to use throughout the match if you need to stall for time or rehear a question. If you didn't hear it because of technical issues, please clarify that it's technical and I won't charge you because that's not your fault. Any questions before we get going?
Nope.
Is it okay that I'm in my pajamas?
It is absolutely okay that you're.
Encouraged.
I guarantee you,
Christopher, you don't want to know what's below the camera.
I guarantee you, someone's played a match without pants on, and that's the reality we live in.
So now you have that in your brain. So
now that I have sabotaged your thoughts, your first question comes in the category of animated films. In what Studio Ghibli film will you find a character known as No Face?
All right, you broke up. What was that called again?
Absolutely. I will give you a reread of that. In what Studio Ghibli film will you find a character known as No Face?
No Face. Okay. No Face.
No Face.
Oh,
Studio Ghibli, of course, a fandom category that is definitely going away over at Multiplex because we don't deserve nice things.
unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
And we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will start with Dan.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I am not a big watcher of these movies, so I'm just going to take a guess. I'm going to say Howl's Moving Castle.
And we will go to Malcolm.
I put My Neighbor Totoro.
And we will go to Tuig.
Spirited Away. Why not?
And we will go to Chris.
Spirited Away.
And Carly.
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is the correct answer. He's the creature who shows up and just like kind of messes everything up for everyone.
I've never seen it.
Ooh, it's a really good movie.
I changed my mind last minute on that. I thought it wasn't. Damn it.
Yeah.
And your next question will come in the category of horror films. In The Shining, the photo shown at the end of the film is dated what year?
Wow.
That's a good question.
That is
The Shining, of course, being a prequel to the classic film Dr. Sleep, as we all know.
That is a really good question.
It's between two.
Because it's on screen for like 3 minutes.
And we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, and we'll start with Dan.
1923.
You're close, but unfortunately that is incorrect. We will go to Tuig.
1931.
Ooh, you're off by a number, but
By a number.
one of those numbers is wrong. But
No, I know which one, and I know what the right one is.
Chris, what do you got?
I put 1927, but I changed it to 21.
Harley,
I think I'm too early. I said 1918.
you are too early, and Malcolm.
I also put 1923, which I already know is wrong.
Is it
The
39?
answer is 1921.
21.
Oh,
1921. Chris said he had it, and he switched it. You can
Yeah, he
see the
did.
one
He did.
underneath
Right there.
7,
Yep.
but unfortunately,
I knew it was in the 20s. I just couldn't remember what year.
it is 1921.
Damn. Good question.
And your next question comes in the category of comedy. In what 90s romantic comedy will you find the character Patrick Verona?
Patrick, what?
Patrick Verona.
1990s comedy?
1990s romantic comedy.
Patrick Verona.
I love this movie. I just rewatched it yesterday, and then I wrote this question.
Hmm.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, and we will start with Dan
I don't know. Clueless.
and Chris
10 things I hate about you.
and Nick Carley
I didn't come up with anything in time.
and Malcolm
10 things I had about you.
and
That's
Nick Huig.
In Fair Patrick Verona, where we lay our scene, Romeo and Juliet.
It's a good guess, but that is incorrect. It was, in fact, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay.
Love that movie. It's so good.
So good.
Your next question is in the category of drama. In The Shawshank Redemption, what is the name of the Mexican town Andy runs away to? This question is not necessarily hard because of knowing the answer, but you got to know how to spell it. Not spell, but you got to know how to at least say it, kind of. So
Oh my God.
have fun. And that is going to be 5,
Repeat it. If
4.
I miss this, I'm going to hate myself for life.
That is Nick Tuig's first repeat. In The Shawshank Redemption, what is the name of the Mexican town Andy runs away to?
I feel like I'm so stinking close, but I'm wrong. Oh, this is going to be frustrating.
Of course, being one of the highest rated movies in the history of IMDb, also known as that movie your dad likes because it's on TV a lot. 5,
It couldn't be spelled worse, but I'm going to say it right, so don't worry.
3, 2, 1, and we will start with Dan.
I think he goes to a beach, so I'm just going to say a Mexican town on a beach. Cabo San Lucas?
Is incorrect. Nick Carley.
I totally spelled it wrong, but it's San Juanejo.
Oh, you're so close, but I
I knew it.
give it
I
to
knew it.
Malcolm.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm not close, but I'm kicking myself for forgetting The Last Man on Earth, but I put Zafaheo or something like that.
Again, you're kind of close, but no. Nick Tuig.
I might have given it to Carly, but Zewataneo.
Zewatenejo is the correct answer.
Okay.
Absolutely take that. And Chris.
Tijuana.
It is Zihuatanejo. I cannot give it to San Juanejo, but you were so close.
Jeez. Okay. No, that's fair.
That's one of the questions that I write entirely to kind of be a jerk, much like when I asked a question where the answer was Kumail Nanjiani and just watched
That's totally a 5-point question.
And your next question is in the category of movie quotes. In what comedy will you hear the quote, "What did you expect? Welcome, Sonny. Make yourself at home. Marry my daughter. You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, morons."
Oh,
I love this movie.
Repeat.
And that is Dan's first repeat. We always get like at least one repeat on the quotes question. In what movie will you hear the quote, "What did you expect? Welcome, Sonny. Make yourself at home. Marry my daughter. You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, morons."
Okay.
I can picture it, man.
This is a great movie. But do they know it? That is what we test here on Classic, is just do people know things about movies? And that is going to be 5, 4,
Repeat it one more time, please, Cameron.
and that is a repeat from Nick. After this repeat, you will be getting a 5 count.
I
That's it.
understand.
In what movie will you hear the quote, "What did you expect? Welcome, Sonny. Make yourself at home. Marry my daughter. You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, morons." And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pens down, and we will start with Dan.
God almighty. That could come from any film. Giant.
That is incorrect. Malcolm
It sounds like it's Blazing Saddles.
and Nick Nick Tuig. Sorry, Nick Tuig.
I'm going to know it once you say it, but I wrote Guess Who.
Chris
I had nothing.
and Nick Carley.
I also put Blazing Saddles.
And that is the correct
Yeah.
answer. It is said by Gene Wilder's character when he is comforting Cleavon Little. Great movie. It's a great quote.
Absolutely wonderful movie. Yep.
Our next question is in the category of scores and soundtracks, and it's a miracle, guys. It's not a soundtracks question.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Who
All right.
composed the score for 1994's The Lion King?
I'm going to get one right, I think, Cameron.
Nick Tuig dropping his whiteboard and raising his hands in frustration. I will remind everyone, Nick has 1 repeat. Tuig has 1 repeat left. Dan has 2, and everyone else has 3 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Dan.
I'm going to say Alan Menken.
And we go to Nick Tuig
Oh, Hans Zimmer.
and Chris Spencer
Hans Zimmer.
and Nick Carley
Hans Zimmer.
and Malcolm Goldie Lay.
I drew a terrible looking softball, but it's Hans Zimmer.
That is
Yes, I'm right.
correct. It is Hans Zimmer. Alan Menken did just about every other Disney Renaissance film except for that one.
Wow. Okay. All right. I thought I watched it recently and saw that he did it, but okay.
And your next question comes in the category of new releases. This is your penultimate question. What is the name of the Western TV show Cliff Booth films an episode of during Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh, dang, dude.
Is this out on Blu-ray yet?
It is available.
Oh, okay. I was just saying.
Double checked
Yeah,
it.
I was wondering that as well, but
I double checked it. I can.
No, I believe you. I knew it was around that time. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a very, very recent release,
Oh yeah.
but
No,
it is.
If someone wants to use a repeat, I'm running pretty low.
And
but
5,
I'd like to hear it again.
4,
I'm not going to use it. I don't know.
Three.
I've never seen it.
2,
Repeat.
Thank you.
and that is Malcolm. What is the name of the Western TV show Cliff Booth films an episode of in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I didn't love this movie. 5,
I still need to watch it.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will start with Dan.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you hit me on all kinds of questions I just was just not knowledgeable about. I've seen this movie, but I just cannot for the life of me remember this damn TV show. So I'm going to take this time to tell everybody, see you guys later. Maybe next time I'll get something right.
No worries.
And we will go to Chris Spencer
It would be Lancer.
and Nick Carly.
I just thought of something that would be a Western TV show. I just put The Long Road.
That's a good title for a Western TV show. Malcolm.
I put martial law.
Sorry. I put Painting with Bob Ross, but
The answer is Lancer. There is a reference to another show called Bounty Law within the film, but that is not the one that he films during the duration of the film.
That's the one I wrote
And your
first.
final question in the category of actors and actresses.
Oh, I thought that was the last question. I'm sorry about that.
That was the penultimate question.
Yes.
Nah, well, whatever.
In the category of actors and actresses, which actor has played a boxer, a child psychologist, a security guard, and a taxi driver?
Oh, God, I get one right. I'm getting one right. I'm going to get one right. Thank you, Cameron, for giving me a softball.
I don't want to be that guy, but I think you might be wrong. If you think this is a softball, you very well. 5,
crap.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. It will start with Dan.
I'm just praying. I hope it's Robert De Niro.
It is not Robert De Niro. Nick Carly. Nick Carly.
That's also who I went with too.
And Malcolm.
Robert De Niro.
Everyone know
And
Robert
Nick
De Niro.
Carly.
We all heard Taxi Driver.
Everyone
No,
heard
boxer,
boxer
too.
and taxi driver. The answer is Bruce Willis.
Bruce
He was
Willis.
a boxer in Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Played a child
yeah.
psychologist in The Sixth Sense. He played a security guard in Unbreakable, and he played a taxi driver in The Fifth Element.
You're right. You're right.
Yep. That's
I wrote the question and went, this is definitely a mislead, and this is going to be fun.
You swallowed every one of us that one.
You bastard.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna text the person who keeps calling me tonight.
All right,
You
but
got it.
with that will bring an end to our first round. So in the lead, we have Chris with a score of 4 points.
Okay.
Followed by Malcolm and both of the Knicks with a score of 3 points. And unfortunately, with a score of 0 points, we will be saying goodbye to Dan. Dan, thanks for coming out. It was a pleasure having you, but I'm going to have to take you away. Take care, brother.
Yeah, I'll see you.
See you, Dan.
Nice to meet you, Dan.
And now we get on to round number 2. Round number 2 is going to work like this. I have a wheel with the numbers 1 through 6 on it. So the player in the lead, being Chris, is going to pick a number. Actually, he's going to get to pick 2 numbers between 1 and 6. And then the other player will get to pick 1 number. And then there's going to be 1 number left over. If your number gets spun on the wheel, you will get to pick the category that we play in round number 2. But if the number that nobody spins comes up, we're going to be playing the secret category. If the secret category comes up on the wheel, each question is worth 1 point. If you choose to take the secret category, each question will be worth 2 points. So, Chris, I need 2 numbers between 1 and 6.
Let's go with 1 and 6.
Alrighty. I will go to Nick Carly next because he has the most repeats left.
Let's go with 3.
And we will go to Malcolm next.
Well, Jojo Rabbit's got 2 fingers pointing up, so I'm going to pick 2.
All right. And Nick, do you want 4 or 5? Nick Tuig.
Okay, but get you have a beard.
5.
5. And we have the wheel right here. Hopefully you can see it. And we are going to spin that bad boy. And the number coming up is going to be
1.
number 1. Chris, it has
Number
worked
one.
out for you today. You are going to get to pick which of our second round categories we play. So, Chris, your options that you can choose from are Canadian films, real siblings on the big screen, Leica animation, jump around with the word jump in quotation marks, meaning it might somewhere appear in the title of a film, or firefighting movies. Or if you don't like any of those, you can pick the secret category. And reminder, if you pick that, each question will be worth 2 points instead of 1.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Leica Animation.
Finally, somebody picks Leica Animation.
One day, firefighting movies will get their day.
Yep.
One day, firefighting movies will get there. It is a category that was written for the first Sunday match that I hosted and still played. Firefighting movies, of course, in honor of Jay the Arsonist Burns. And your category in round number 2 is Leica. This is going to be a close match. There's literally a 1-point difference between the player in first place and the 3 players tied for second place.
God.
So your first question in Leica Animation. How many Leica films have been nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars? And I'll give you a little bit of extra time to think about this one. I love Leica.
Ooh.
I love most of these movies, and then there's 2 that I'm not. 3 of them are really, really great, and there's 2 that I don't love. But
Yeah.
overall, they're pretty good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will start with Malcolm.
2?
Nick Carly.
I also put 2.
Nick Tuig.
2?
And Chris Spencer.
Put 3.
You are all incorrect. The answer is 4. All 4 that have been released and were eligible for Oscars that have happened were nominated. Have not been nominated is the missing link because it hasn't had the Oscar ceremony come up yet.
Wow. Okay. All right.
They're good at what they do. It's
Yeah.
almost like they make good movies.
I underestimated them.
Your next question is is still in the category of Leica. I don't know why I was supposed to say that. What is the name of the talkative young boy who befriends Coraline in Coraline? And I will accept his real name or his nickname.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I love how Nick says thank you and then doesn't write.
Oh, boy.
I love this movie. Watched this just a couple weeks ago on Halloween. It's a great time. It's a spooky, spooky film. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will start with Nick Carly.
I don't know where. I put Wheelie.
You got the right first letter, Nick.
That's why I was like, it was probably something. That's all I knew.
Coraline and her friend Carl.
Yep.
That is incorrect. Chris.
Nick.
Nick 3.
There's so many of them, but that is incorrect. And Malcolm.
Is it Sam Levine?
It is not Sam Levine. The answer is Wyborn, also known as Wybe.
Wybe. That's it. Yeah.
Wybe.
It was. I knew it started with a W. Damn it.
And to our next question. In the film Paranorman, Norman's ringtone is a piece of music from what famous film? Paranorman might be my favorite of Leica's films.
It's a great movie.
Incredible. I worked at a film camp where we do stop motion animation, and I literally taught about this film because I love it so much. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will start with Nick Tuig.
This was in the trailer, but now it seems way too on the nose. Was it Frankenstein?
And Chris.
Psycho.
Malcolm.
I knew I should have watched it this morning. Halloween.
And Nick Carly.
I went with another monster. I went Dracula.
Malcolm is the only one to get that correct. The answer is Halloween.
Wow, nice work.
Going into the last question in this category, Malcolm and Chris are at 4 points, and Tuig and Carly are at 3. Meaning that if Tuig and Carly both get this right, and Chris and Malcolm both get this wrong, we are going to have a 4-person tiebreaker.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Which is unprecedented, and I don't think has ever happened in the history of Full Metal Crossing. So with that being said, your last question. What is the name of the Moon King in Kubo and the Two Strings. Kubo and the Two Strings being a great film. It's a good film. It's a good film. Probably my third favorite of his films. Of course, like only has 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And we will start with Chris.
So mad.
Yashida?
Is incorrect. Malcolm.
I love Kubo. I just don't remember the name of the Moon King, but I put Monty Moon.
If only. Nick Carly
Big old empty board. Couldn't pull it.
and Nick Tuig.
I also love Kubo. I thought they were trying to be funny. Sunny?
It is not Sunny. The answer is everyone's second or third or maybe 5th favorite Mortal Kombat character, Raiden.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Really?
Raiden. His name is Raiden. So that puts us in a situation where Nick Carly and Nick Tuig, the two Nicks,
Again.
are going to be thrown into a tiebreaker. So what I need is, Chris, I need you to choose whether you want their tiebreaker to be in the category of Rotten Tomatoes or box office.
I wish you were asking me the box office questions because I love chatting with Dan. Let's go with Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. And to the other man who would pronounce it tomatoes, Malcolm, movie number 1 or movie number 2?
Movie number 2.
Movie number 2. All right.
All right, here we go.
Nick and other Nick, I need you two to get as close as you can to the Rotten Tomatoes critics score for the Shia LaBeouf classic Disturbia.
They're going to say hold.
I can only ask so many questions about holes, okay?
People like this.
So many. I love that movie, but I can only ask so many.
I love Disturbia. I just don't know if everyone else did.
I have a lot of holes in Shiny
4,
Boost.
3, 2, 1, and we will go to Nick Carly
68%.
and Nick Tuig.
Pretty.
Biddy. Moving on to the next round,
Nick.
being 1 away from the correct score of 69 a.m. Nick Carly is going.
He's done. He's
That is
done.
my standard guess every time. I didn't do it.
Very good.
Yeah, the one that's actually
Standard
60%.
instincts,
Yeah.
going against his standard instincts, and unfortunately that has taken Nick out of the game. Nick Carly being 1 under the correct answer. What a way to go. Nick, if you want to stick around and just like help me banter and what,
Yeah, I can do that.
and we will go on to the final round, which is going to be very interesting because Malcolm and Chris have 4 points and Nick has 3. This is going to be very interesting. Number 3 is going to work like this. I have 5 questions, just as we have in every other round. You're going to answer the question by writing it down on your whiteboard. If you get it right, you get a point. But if you get it wrong, you're going to lose a point. We go until either one person has mathematically eliminated everyone else, or we're through all 5 questions. If there is a tie at the end of all 5 questions, we're going to go to sudden death, not a tiebreaker, because ending on a tiebreaker is never fun. So, with that being said, your first question is in the category of comedies. Haha.
Ah,
In Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, what company sponsors the car that Cal Naughton Jr. drives? Nick immediately seeming frustrated
I'm gonna
because
still play. I don't care.
Nick is going to continue playing along.
I just gotta stop meeting Nick and tiebreakers.
I definitely almost put Ricky Bobby's. That was close.
And we are going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we will start with Malcolm.
I don't know. I put Juliet.
It is incorrect. Nick Carly
Old Spice.
and Chris.
Wonder Bread?
It is Old Spice Wonder Bread is the car that Ricky Bobby drives.
Yeah.
What a swing.
So our next question is in the category of sci-fi. Name both of the robots on board the Endurance in Interstellar.
Woo-wee.
Interstellar, of course, being a 3-hour-long movie that took me 5 hours to watch. It's so long, I had to just pause and take breaks throughout. Like, it's a lot.
It's
And we're going to go 5, 4,
Okay.
3, 2, 1, and we will go to Nick.
Why not? I just put Leon and Cody.
Neither of those is the correct answer. Chris.
Maybe a long movie, but I've seen it at least 4 times. Tars and Case.
That's it.
And Malcolm.
I put Laurel and Hardy.
It is TARS and CASE. What do those acronyms stand for? They literally don't say. They don't address it at all. They're just there.
Yeah.
Believe me, I tried looking it up. It's just not there. But your next question comes in the category of 80s movies.
80s. Okay.
What is the nickname of Charlie Sheen's character Ricky Vaughn in Major League?
You're just tailoring this for Nick to win, aren't you? Cameron, would you like to know how to say blueberry in German?
I feel like I don't, because I feel like you're going to make this not a family show if you do. 5, 4,
Not exactly, but I'll respect you.
2, 1, pens down, and we'll start with Chris
I got nothing.
and Malcolm
I've never seen Major League. I put Major Pain.
and Nick Harley.
Thank you, Josh. Because you have Wild Thing.
You make
It is the Wild Thing. Not to be confused with the Wild Man, Josh McCouga. It is the Wild Thing. Everyone is still in this, so let's see what happens now. Our next question is in the category of classics. In Mary Poppins, Uncle Albert is unable to stop laughing, which has caused what strange phenomenon to happen to him?
It's funny, Cameron, because the category is classics, and we are in classics right now. Did you do that on purpose?
Can I get a repeat?
Absolutely. That is Nick Carley's first repeat. Just to clarify, Nick and Malcolm, you both have 2 left, and Chris, you have all 3. In Mary Poppins, Uncle Albert is unable to stop laughing, which has caused what strange phenomenon to happen to him? I love this film. This film is so good. And I don't need like an extremely specific wording. I just need you to get the gist of what it is.
Okay.
I would not even have the gist.
You gotta watch it, Nick. You gotta watch it.
See,
Come on.
It's fine.
It's on Disney Plus. Watch it again. 3,
Mm.
2, 1, and we will start with Malcolm.
I don't know how specific you want. He sort of floats on the ceiling.
That is, he floats is all I need. Nick Carley.
I put they start floating.
I will take it. And Chris.
He starts flying or floating.
Absolutely. With that, unfortunately, Malcolm has been eliminated with only 2 points. He cannot catch up on this last question. Here is the way that this is going to go. Nick, you have 5 points. Chris, you have 4. If Nick gets this right, no matter what, he wins. If Nick gets this wrong and Chris gets this right, Chris wins. If you both get it wrong, Nick also wins. Your final question comes in the category of adventure films. In what adventure film will you hear the repeated line, "The secret lies with Charlotte"?
Oh, F&A, Cotton, F&A.
Nick, would you have known like all of these?
I'm telling you right now, I would have had exactly Nick Carley's score.
But unfortunately, you deviated from the norms of Nick's.
I did, dude. I was gonna write it, and I was like,
5,
didn't it? Like,
4,
Repeat the question.
and it's Chris's first repeat. You guys each have 2 left. I have a feeling we might go to the final repeat on this one. What adventure film will you hear the repeated line, "The secret lies with Charlotte"? I love this film. Uh,
I like it too.
I will share an answer from the chat because I find it very amusing.
Please.
Answer is not Charlotte's Web.
I mean, that
Good
works.
guess, but no. And we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will start with Nick
National Treasure.
and Chris.
National Treasure.
And your winner with a score of 6 points, Nick, Big Sal, Carly. Both were correct. The answer was National Treasure. That was a great game. It was back and forth throughout. Even that last round, the player in the switched multiple times. Whew.
Sorry. Oh my God.
How does it feel? You got your second win. You have now qualified for the classic tournament that we'll be having near the end of the year.
Unbelievable. Holy crap. And there was only, what, 1 or 2 spots left?
I can check while you're.
There's one less now.
Yeah, there's one less now, whatever it is. I just, I wasn't sure if there was only one left. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it.
Damn it, Serbia.
I believe that now with your win, there are only 2 spots remaining
Okay.
in that final match. But yeah, you made it. How does it feel? You excited to have this play for that championship?
I'm so excited. I'm like, man, this was a crazy good match. Good job to everybody. My gosh. And man, all the new people that come in these matches, they all have really strong performances every time I've seen one or been in one. So great job, Chris. That was a really good match. Man, I'm just mind blown that I've been, doing this for a little over a year, and I've won my last 2 to squeak in at the end there because I'm out of town for the rest of them. So this was my last chance to get my win. So I'm like, So I'm literally speechless. I don't even know what to say.
Absolutely. And you mentioned him earlier. Chris, you played a great game. You were leading going into round 2, and then unfortunately that choice of category just didn't go your way, but you still played a great match. 1 point in there would have made the difference, but that's nothing to hang your head about. I absolutely expect that we're going to be seeing you back at some point. Yeah, how does it feel?
It feels okay. I think, I don't know, maybe people can say the same about their other experiences. If like you realize how much you second guess yourself. Second guess myself about the Shining question, about Blazing Saddles. I didn't hear the other 2 things from the Bruce Willis question, which I really would have gotten if I thought about it a little bit more. That was just all over it. Now the only thing I can think about is like, I got that one. I got that one. But no, I'm very happy with how I did, and I enjoyed myself, and I'd like to be back, I guess.
And I will say I will be looking forward to playing you when it's not 4:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning. That makes a difference, no matter what you say.
Absolutely. I'd maybe recommend check out the Thursday edition of the show when we play about 5 to 7 hours later than it is right now.
Yes.
If that suits you, that might be a bit better for you. But absolutely, it was great having you. We'll have you back. Malcolm, you made it to the 3rd round, and you got to the second last question. It's nothing to be ashamed of. How do you feel?
I mean, story of my life. I mean, always made it to the 3rd round, but just always not get the questions I do. And it's just one of those ones you never know how it's going to go. I mean, the fact that I managed to luck myself into the 3rd round by taking just a random guess on a movie I've never seen, I'm still shocked at that. But it's just sometimes you never know what's going to come up until you play.
Absolutely. And Nick, you came so close. You deviated from your standard and it bit you right in the ass.
I don't care if in the future you ask me what the Rotten Tomatoes for like Twilight, for that movie Monster Trucks, you remember? If it has a 0%, I'm guessing 69%. I don't really care. I'm so mad at myself. Congratulations, Nick. Congratulations, everyone. Well done.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Nick, you'll still have a few more chances to try and qualify, get that second. We've got, I believe, 4 more classics for the remainder of the season before we close off qualifications. That means even if you have 0 wins, you can still get your 2 wins because you can play next Sunday and the Sunday afterwards. Reminder to everyone on the call, you cannot play this Thursday, but if you want to come back next Sunday, absolutely. The exception to that, of course, being Nick Carly, who has his 2 wins and therefore will not be allowed back. You can pay it, sir.
Oh, dang it. Well, crap.
But I think with that, we are going to bring an end to today's show. So I have been Cameron Holzman, and on behalf of Nick Carly, Nick Tuig, Chris Spencer, Malcolm Lay, and Dan Skip Allen, thanks for tuning in. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Bye.